Hey guys, it's me, Greg, and I'm back for the first week of the update on the AKA coconut oil, apple cider vinegar, lemon juice, quick fix snake oil, lose weight fast diet program. Okay, so what has been happening in the week? It's been a little rough. We had a couple changes that I will tell you some changes that I've made and some good news that I found out, and then I'll give you the results. Now the first thing I did was I went to the doctor on the second day, as you all should if you're going to do this, just to make sure that everything that I was doing was kosher with him. I do have a little bit of high blood pressure. I believe it was 169/88, and he wants me to monitor that every 2 weeks all the way till January 1. So we're going to wait till January 1 before going on the medicine to see if actually this lowers my cholesterol and my blood pressure. But everything he said, all the stuff I'm taking, he said is fine, along with some other stuff, you know, diet changes and whatnot. But for this purpose, for the first month, we're just doing these additives, like I said, to see if it actually loses weight. The second thing that I did is I changed up my dosage just a little bit. If you remember, this is 1 tablespoon. I still take 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. I still take 1 tablespoon of the lemon juice, and I put that in a cup, and then I sprinkle, you know, I tap the cinnamon 3 or 4 times. Actually, the way I do it, I fill the cup up with warm water now, about halfway, you know, 4 ounces. I put in the cinnamon, and then I put the other 2 ingredients in. And what I found was that a lot of times the cinnamon wasn't dissolving, it was floating around, and I'd have to fill the cup back up afterwards and swish it around to get the cinnamon, and it's still nasty. So what I've done now is I add a new element, our good old buddy honey from the bees. Luckily I have a bunch of honey, and so I've added that to the mix, and it really tampers down the apple cider and the lemon together, and I can make it tolerable. Everybody can't afford honey. If you do use honey, I will tell you, try to get it from a farmer stand or somebody local. You don't want to go buy the garbage that they're selling in the store. Take it from me. I've been doing bees now for quite a while. The stuff in the store is garbage. It doesn't, you know, it's been pasteurized, it's been watered down, whatever the case may be. So get real honey. And what I've been doing now is adding a half a tablespoon to the mix. So 3 times a day I put my water in, 4 ounces of warm water. I put in 1 tablespoon, which is this guy, of apple cider vinegar, 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, a couple sprinkles of the cinnamon, and then a half a tablespoon of the honey. So if you have a mixer, it looks like that. That's a tablespoon, and then that would be a half tablespoon. So that's the only thing I changed up on that end. Now it's a little sweeter, it takes the edge off, you know, and I can get through it a lot better. The next change I made was when I actually take this in the amount. On the coconut oil, I also went from a tablespoon to half a tablespoon to this guy here leveled, just because I don't want to have that much fat, and it may just be in my brain, but I don't want to have that much in my body. So I do that 3 times a day. If there is a day that I eat some, like no fat at all, you know, I don't have any meat or anything like that for that particular day, which is very rare, then I will do a tablespoon. The other thing that I did with the coconut oil is I don't take it at night anymore, because I did notice it does give you a little bit of energy. So at nighttime it kind of, you know, makes me stay up a little longer. You may be different. So, you know, you'll just have to check that out with yourself. So I went to the doctor, we got everything checked out, and now for the results. This is where it's grown-up time. If you have any kids, rush them off. You don't want to hear the bad languages or the sarcasm or all the other stuff going on. But here's the results, good and bad. Right now I have not lost any weight. Well, it's only been a week, so I'm not going to dismiss this. We're going to go through the whole month. I haven't lost any weight, but I do feel, it's hard to describe, but I feel like I'm not as bloated as I used to be. So there's something going on. I don't know what that means. There's another thing, so if you look at me, okay, I'm not huge. I mean, I'm still as huge as I was, you know, but what are you going to do? I have noticed on the positive side that doing this 3 times a day, morning, noon, and night, that it has gotten me into some kind of a routine. In the beginning it was very hard. Now I actually, for whatever reason, it's like, oh, it's time to drink my stuff. And I don't know if that's because I'm just mentally telling myself to do that so much, or actually because of drinking this is causing something that my body's actually asking me for it. But now that I'm in a routine of 3 times a day, it's making me do meals 3 times a day, and I'm not eating as much because obviously I drink the glass of water with this mixture, then I drink another glass of water, you know, and so that's like 2 cups of water before every meal to begin with. So that's good. On the digestive side, it seems like my digestive tract seems to be a little bit better. Things are a little more solid, you know, and that's good. So there's not a whole lot going on there. As far as the blood pressure and all that, I don't know if my blood pressure is up or down because of this. I don't know if my triglycerides and my cholesterol, which is really high normally, you know, we'll know that in January when I go back. But I will be taking my blood pressure every 2 weeks and keeping a log for the doctor. So at least I have the blood pressure starting off. So in January, by the time I'm done with this, when I report to you, you know, I'll tell you what my beginning triglycerides were, which were way out of the normal, and I'll tell you what my cholesterol was in the beginning, because he'll have the old charts, and then I'll tell you what it is at that time. But every week when I do these updates, I'll do a blood pressure reading, and I just can't do one today because the blood pressure reader I had is too small for my big fat arm. You see my big fat arm? You can't just go to Walmart and get you one of those normal ones, so I've got to look around for a different cuff. Anyway, so that's the ups and downs. And there is one other thing I have noticed, and this may all just be in my head, but I think the body odor is starting to come out. Will, you know what I'm saying, Vern? And could just be because the apple cider's in my nose and in my throat, and I'm smelling it. But my wife is off on vacation, so I don't have anybody to verify it. No one around, and you know, the dogs are just not talking. So hey, all kidding aside, after you drink this, I strongly recommend, because I did talk to my dentist, you know, I drink the juice, then I drink my glass of water, but then I also take a glass of water and I'll put some in my mouth and swish it around, plain water, and spit it out. And I do that pretty good 3 times just to make sure I'm washing acids and stuff, you know, mostly out of my mouth and then out of my teeth. Not that the amount that I'm doing is going to kill you, but, you know, better safe than sorry. I don't want to hear the dentist telling me that, hey, Greg, all your toofuses are falling out, you know, because you went and gave them an acid bath every day. So, you know, typically I brush my teeth now 3 times a day, which is great because, you know me, I hate going to the dentist and brushing teeth and anything to do with it. So there's all my personal secrets. That's the update of week 1. I hope you enjoyed it, guys. Hopefully next week I'll get on the scale and we'll actually lose a couple pounds. But I did get on the scale. If you remember, it tacked out over 300 pounds. It's still tacking out. So maybe I did lose a pound or 2, but I can't verify it. But next week, hopefully it'll come down below the 300 mark and we can start tracking our progress. So hey, keep at it, guys. You know, get in shape or do something, make it your resolution, stand fast, and I'll see you the next time around. Have a good one.